Y'all see why God don't like playing with procrastinators? Y'all, I've been trying to film this video for y'all for about a good 2 hours, but your girl been just sitting there watching South Central Baddies and acting like I didn't have a job to do. And then tell me right when I turn on the camera, somebody outside is making loud ass noises. Like, I've legit had to turn on and off this camera like 3 times, y'all. So we're gonna get into the video. If you are new to the channel, hey, I know that's not how y'all used to seeing me, but you know, what's poppin'? How y'all doing? Like, are y'all doing good? I got a story time for y'all today. If you are new, thank you for stopping by. Y'all, we are on the road to 50K. We're on the road to 50 fucking we're on a 50K, you feel me? So if you are not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Why are you being the enemy of progress? Subscribe to the channel. Okay. All right, let me get started. As you guys can see from the title of this video, I'm like, shit, we already on the Ulta series. Y'all know the last story time I did was Ulta. So I'm like, shit, we might as well just dish out more Ulta videos. Because I'm going to be real with y'all. I feel like when it comes to Ulta, I give y'all story times here and there. And then, like, I'll give y'all one story time. Then y'all won't hear about Ulta for months. But, like, my other story times with my friends and my dating life, you guys always get a story time. So I'm like, shit. I already talked about one of the managers that I really love that got fired. And if you guys have not checked that, just, I think it's literally just the last video. So just go check it. But let's talk about the manager that I hated. Let's talk about the manager that I couldn't stand. So let's get started. So boom. So let's give him a name. What are we going to name this guy? I'm gonna name this manager Delusional because, babes, he was mad delusional. And as the story time continues, you guys are about to see why I and everybody that used to work with this guy thought, okay, I don't like my hair. Yeah, like, bitch, my hair is delusional. Bitch, I can't be going to 50K looking like 30K. So let me give y'all an introduction to Delusional, and then we're gonna get straight into the video. So Delusional was this Hispanic guy. I would say he was roughly like 4 years older than me, 4 or 5 years older than me. I think when he got hired, I was like 19. So if Delusional was 19, I was like, no, if I was 19, Delusional was probably like 23, I think, or 24-ish. Like, he was one of them ages. So he's this Hispanic guy. He comes in one day, and when he came in, I was like, oh, maybe he's coming in to shop, because I remember he came and he talked to me and he was like, excuse me. And he was like, you know, feminine. He was like, excuse me. And I was like, yeah, hey, how may I help you? Like, I'm thinking he's a customer. And he's like, I have an interview here. Can you please get the manager such and such? So I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, like, you know, okay. So I got on the headset and I called the manager that he was asking for, and the manager ends up coming up to the front and taking Delusional to the back and interviewing him. About a good 30 minutes later, Delusional and the manager are coming up to the front, and I could tell that Delusional got the job. Like, I just knew he got the job because I just overheard them talking about like, you know, when you get the job and like they're giving you a little bit of insight of what's gonna go on at the job. Like, I could hear them talking about it, you know. Description that I got of him is that he was not, I would say he was give or take like 5'9"-ish, 5'10"-ish. He was on the smaller side, like, no, not really smaller. He was like, he had a regular build. Like, he had a regular build. He was not like too small, too big. He also just looked like a regular Hispanic guy. Y'all know them Hispanic guys that got their regular hair, their regular hairstyle. Like, he looked like a Hispanic guy, but when he talked, it gave feminine. So it's not like he was one of them gay boys that was like dressing up, or like one of them gay boys that acted like a girl. No, everything from head to toe gave off boy, gave off straight male, regular Hispanic guy. But as soon as he opened that mouth, honey, and as soon as he did them hand gestures, you would just think like, oh, this guy must be, you know, yeah. So he ends up talking to my manager, and then he ends up dipping out. And so I'm just like, okay. So I didn't really ask much of it. I didn't really care, you know. I was just like, yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't really care. He comes in probably like the next week, and he ends up introducing himself to all of us. and he tells us that he is going to be the manager. Now, I do not remember what type of manager he was, because yeah, I just don't remember. He was one of the managers. At Ulta, we had like 4 or 5 managers. At Ulta, we had the general manager, we had the supervisor, which was under the general manager, we had the salon manager that was in charge of the salon, we had the prestige manager, and we had the mask manager. And then sometimes it was optional for some stores. They will give like one more manager for something else. Like we had like 6 different managers at Ulta. So like I don't really remember what role he had, but I know he was like, he wasn't too far up. Like he was like kind of like at the bottom, like near mass. Like mass and prestige and the last manager are like the lower tier manager. He started with us that day, and he said he can't wait to work with us. And he was cool at first. Like all jokes aside, he was cool. Like he was just there. Like he didn't really give much. And so, you know, he was talking to us, and you know, he was like just asking, how do y'all do this, how do y'all do that? Because he was like, because I've never worked at like a makeup store. Like he said, I worked at retail but never a makeup store. So I'm just telling him like, oh, you put this here, you do that, you do that. Like, you know, he's just talking to us. So let's fast forward to a month, because this part is kind of boring. This is just the introduction. So a month go around, and I can see that like Delusional is not really too fond of me. And I'm like, okay, like I just peep it, you know. As Delusional started getting settled into work, I noticed that I started working with him way more. And then as I started working with him way more, I started noticing that he was somewhat of a semi micromanager. Like he would look at the time. We only, okay, if you didn't work 7 or 8 hours, you only get 1:15. I think if you work 6 hours or 7 hours, you get 2:15s. So I used to work, sometimes I would work 5 hours, sometimes I would work 7 hours. The times that I would work 5 hours and I would only get 1:15, I'm not going to sit here and act like I will come right back at 15 minutes, y'all. Before you get to the back, first of all, when a manager tells you at Ulta that you can go on your 15-minute break and you are at the front of the cash register, the break room is at the back of the store, right? Let me paint the picture for y'all. The break room is at the back of the store. Before you hit the back of the store, I promise you, one customer gonna stop you and ask you for something. And depending on how long that customer asks you for something, it might take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then by the time you go to the back, bitch, you only got 5 more minutes, because the manager not thinking, oh, I stopped such and such, I told such and such she can go on break, but somebody stopped her. The manager not thinking that. The manager thinking, I told Irene to go on break at 3 o'clock, so Irene should be back at 3:15. So my other managers, when little things like that would happen, I would get on the intercom. Let's say the manager told me to go on break at 3 o'clock, right? Let's say a customer stopped me and it's like 3:07. That's already damn near half of my break time. I will get on the headset and be like, hey, I got stopped, but I'm going to the break. I'm going to the back now. And most of the managers will be like, okay, and they'll start my 15 minutes from that time that I got on the headset. So I remember something like that happened, and I got on the headset and I told Delusional, I'm like, hey, Delusional, ABCD, da da da. I don't hear nothing. So I'm just like, well, I'm like, hello. I get back on it again. I'm like, hello, did you hear me? He gets on the headset and he's like, yeah, I heard you, but I told you to go to break on 3 o'clock, and we do not have that many people up here. We don't have that many people working at the cash register, so you're gonna have to come back at 3:15 regardless. Who? I thought I was an owl. Who? Who's coming back? Not me. Not I. You guys know me. You guys know I'm a little defiant. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and always paint myself in a good light, because baby, yeah, I'm a little defiant. So when he told me that, babe, I took the extra minutes. Like I think I went over by like 4 minutes, and I came up to the front. So as soon as I come up to the front, he's not at the front, so I didn't think anything of it. I just put my headset back on and I started checking out customers. Before I get to like the second customer, he's like, hey Irene, I'm in the middle of the store, could you please come to the back and I need to talk to you? And I'm like, okay. So I get to the middle of the store and he's like, hey, like that's how he used to talk, y'all, I kid you not. He's like, hey, so I told you that you had to be back by 3:15, and he looked at, he had like a little watch. He said, and mind you, he stared at the watch for a long time. I'm like, nigga, you know what time it is? Like, he was like this. He was like, it looks like it's 3:20. I'm like, okay. Good observation, Einstein. I'm proud of you. What you telling me this for, though? Like, what are you telling me this for? So I'm like, yeah, you remember when I told you that ABCD happened? And he's like, yeah, and do you remember I told you we don't have enough people? And he's like, so I'm going to need you to clean that up. I'm going to need you to clean that up, and I'm going to need you to understand that you cannot do that, and you know, that can't be done. Like, you know, if I say such and such time, you have to make it back. So I was like, okay. So I went to the front. I checked people out. I'm gonna say a couple of weeks later, right? Same situation happened with me, but it happened with one of my Hispanic coworkers. And if you guys get where I'm going with this story, if everything is making sense to you, if everything is clicking to you, then y'all please let me know down below before I continue this part of the story. One of my Hispanic coworkers, Delusional told her to go on break. She went on break. Somebody in the middle of the floor ended up stopping her, and she ends up getting on a headset and telling Delusional basically the same shit I told him the first time. And all you hear Delusional say is, okay, that's fine. Just make sure you're back at that time. Okay, y'all, so now I got an issue. Now we have a problem. Houston, we legit have a problem. Now we have an issue. Because when I did that shit the other day, you felt some type of way. But now all of a sudden, bitty bitty bum bum, come and do it. And I don't want to hear nothing in the comments, because every little thing I say, people be like, oh my god, you being funny. I ain't being funny. I love me some Selena. But as soon as it's bitty bitty bum bum, come and do it, it's, oh yeah, just make sure you're back at the top. What? No. So as soon as he came up to the front, I was like, hey, Delusional, can I talk to you? Just like how he pulled me to the side, babe, I'm pulling you to the side today. I'm like, hey, Delusional, can I please talk to you? Can I talk to you? So he's like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, you did the same thing. No, I said such and such did the same thing that I did the other day, and you approved of it. I'm just trying to figure out why you didn't approve of mine. He come. Mind you, Delusional always had an answer for everything. It's nothing that you could tell him that he wouldn't come and counteract it. He always had an answer for everything. Y'all didn't know. A bad bitch got asthma. Sometimes telling these stories and me talking so much, my asthma be acting a fool while it's happening. But that's neither here nor there. It should kick in a while. And for my girlies who have asthma that take their inhaler, sorry, I'm like, my breathing is off. But for my girlies who have asthma that take their inhaler, do y'all ever like, does it take a while to kick in? Because I know some people, like, as soon as they take their asthma pumps, they're good. But like with me, it takes about a good 5 minutes before I'm breathing better again. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Here he comes. As soon as I ask him, sorry, bitch, I can't breathe. Oh, he's like, oh yeah. He's like, about that. The reason why I did not let you do what you wanted to do last time is because we did not have a lot of people up here. And then he points to the register. He says, but as you can see, like with an attitude, he's like, but as you can see, we have a lot of people up here now. So that's why I let such and such do it. So yeah. And he walks off. He like looks at me. He had a way of looking at you. Like he will look at you like this. He'll be like everything was mad feminine, y'all. Keep that in mind. Like he had a way of going, and then he just walked off. Like he would walk off. So I was like, bro, this nigga weird. Like I just started to peep, like, yeah, he kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, all right, he kind of weird. Like, you know, I didn't really take it to heart or nothing, but I was just like, he kind of weird, you know? Or to truck. And do you guys remember when I had told y'all that my old manager Brittany used to do truck, and I used to love truck? Before Brittany, because mind you, Delusional got hired way before Brittany. So before Brittany got hired, Delusional was the one that was in charge of truck. So let me tell y'all what Delusional used to do with truck. Like I told y'all in my last Ulta story time, he used to say that we can't talk to each other unless we're talking about where to put the items. He used to say that we can't listen to our own music, because we used to listen to our music sometimes. He used to say that there were no breaks during truck like that. The only thing that you could really do is, like, let's say you brought some breakfast, because when he did truck, it used to be like late at night to early morning. So some people would bring like coffee or something, or like chips, you know, little miscellaneous items. He would say like the only thing that you could do is go to the back, drink a little bit of your coffee, eat a little bit of your chips, and go back out to the floor. But there were no such thing as breaks on truck or whatnot. And yeah, like it was just very micromanager. He used to sit in the back. What he would do is he will like basically the managers were in charge of organizing truck in a specific manner, because let me tell y'all, the way truck would come to us at Ulta, and I don't know if that's for all Ultas, I don't know if that's for all Sephora's, but like the way truck would come to us at Ulta is like, all right, for instance, let's say this is mousse, right? This is mousse. Let's say this is a brush. No, that's too close in comparison. This is mousse, right? This is a foundation from Mario Badescu. It will be boxes of this together and a whole bunch of different other things. It will be this, brushes. Like, so the manager's jobs was to organize the boxes and put like all the Too Faced products in one box, put all the hair products in one box, all the blow dryers and stuff in one box, so they can help the girls put stuff out on the floor. So that's what he used to do. He used to help us organize the truck, and then after that he would go to the office, and when he would go to the office, he would just watch us on cameras, and it was so annoying. It was so freaking annoying, y'all. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I still used to listen to my music. I still used to pop my headphones in there, and I would have a wig that would cover it. A lot of us did that, and I would just make sure that I have my music on really, really low, so by the time he come or whatnot and he asked me a question, I don't have to take out my headphones. He would literally watch the cameras. I remember there was one of my coworkers that I was really, really good friends with. Every time I would try to talk to her, he would literally come on the intercom of the store and be like, hey ladies, we're gonna need everybody to separate and get to work. Y'all, we were working. Why can't we talk to each other? There's no customers inside the store. There's nothing going on but us just putting products out on the floor. Why can't we talk to each other? Like, that's too weird. But let me tell y'all something. Every time I used to turn around, I would see some of my Hispanic coworkers talking to each other. Would I hear anything on the intercom? No. Will he tell her to stop talking to her? No. But as soon as I went to go talk to one of my other black friends, he would legit always come on the intercom and say, he would never say like, hey Irene, but he will always come on the intercom and be like, hey ladies, we need like, and it's very obvious that it's me and her, because me and her will be the only people talking at that time. So me and my friend began to talk about it, not at the job, but like outside the job. And I was like, I don't know. I said, Delusional, like he low-key weird. And she was like, yeah, he is weird. And me and her were talking, and I was like, he pick and chooses what he wants to address and what he don't want to address. And she was like, yeah. And I ended up telling her what happened the other day with the break situation. And she was like, yeah, like he definitely do pick and choose. Like it's obvious. And he picked and choose with the Hispanic girls. I didn't know whether because he was Hispanic, I don't know what it was, but he just used to love him some Hispanic girls. Like he loved the Hispanic girls, and I'm talking about the really pretty. There were some pretty Hispanic girls that we used to work with. There was this one girl in particular, we're not gonna give her a name because she's not really important to the story time. When I tell you this girl was lazy, y'all, this girl didn't do shit. She wasn't good at the registers. She wasn't good at helping customers. She wasn't good at trucks. She wasn't good at shit. But this man used to coddle the hell out of her. Like she would act like she was so helpless. Like she was acting like she was Boston Richie. Baby, can you help me? Girl was acting so helpless. And what's his face? Delusional was always there to help her out. And it was so annoying. Like she would legit be like, I can't pick up that box. Like, it's too heavy. Here come Delusional running to go pick up the box and running to put the box. And I'm just looking like, are you gay or not? like are you gay or not? Because I'm starting to think like this guy kind of likes her. You know how you could just peep that somebody likes someone, and I'm like, this guy likes her. Like I just begin to peep. I'm like, all right, this guy actually likes her, because he will flirt with her. I remember he would tell her, you look so good, and like she would feed into it. Like she was one of them girls where she liked attention. Mind you, Delusional was not cute. Like Delusional was not cute. I'm gonna be the first one to tell y'all that. So why was she entertaining Delusional? I don't know. She gave off those vibes that she was one of them girls that liked attention. Like she's one of them girls that like all eyes on her. Like she gave off those vibes. So maybe she just thought it was cute that Delusional had a crush on her. But I was very confused because I'm over here thinking the whole time, I thought this boy was gay. Like I didn't know, like I thought this boy was gay. So I'm gonna put a pause on that, and then we're gonna go back to the story. So then let's fast forward to one time time, another thing that Delusional used to do that would irritate the hell out of me is he was one of them managers where the customer was always right. He was one of them. So it will be customers that will legit, remember I told you guys, if y'all watch my Ulta story times, then y'all would know that Ulta customers are probably by far one of the worst customers that you could ever work with. Like they don't like, they don't get it. Like, I don't know what it is with Ulta customers, but they just don't get it, okay? Especially at the location I was working at. Like, I had way more bad Ulta customers than good ones. I'm gonna be real with you. It was always something. So, it was always something, y'all. Like, I remember this one. This is not even a part of the story. But, okay, and I know you guys are like, dang, this girl is always picking up props to show us. Because I really want to show y'all, like, the delusional shit that used to happen at Ulta, bro. This paper up so y'all can see. Alright. So there was one time at Ulta, this Asian lady comes up to the front. She always wanted to sell. I used to hate when I would see her walk through the door. She would come to my location all the time. And every time she would come in, I would not tell her hi. I don't care, because she used to piss me off. And she'll come in and she'll be walking fast with a purpose. I'm like, hey, get out! She'll be coming walking fast, walking fast. And one time she came in, she does not say hi to me because she knows I don't like her. And I always get her. Like, it don't matter if the whole registers is filled up with all my coworkers, I always end up getting her. And she does a lot. Like, she tries to get coupons, and she comes with a whole bunch of new magazines and it's like, can I use this coupon? Can I use that? And all the coupons that she tried to use, they're all expired. And then she says, like, she just does a lot. So there was one time she walked in and I'm just like, oh, bro. Like, everybody knew about her at my job. And so we're just all looking like, so she comes and of course I check her out. And she comes and she buys a whole bunch of like cheap stuff. She always used to buy like clearance items, like items that were cheap, and try to get discounts on the clearance items. Items that were like $2, $3. She was trying to get discounts on that. And at Ulta, you cannot get discounts on clearance items. Like, they're already discounted for you. She comes to the front. Pretend these are like wipes. She bought some like some Asian makeup remover wipes from one of them Asian skincare brands. Them Korean skincare brands. So she pretend this is like one wipe, pretend this is the second wipe. You know what this lady went to go do, y'all? This lady took tape and taped both of the wipes together. She taped both of the wipes together like that. She taped, so now she made it as one. And I'm checking her out, right? So I'm scanning all her products and I get to this and I peep that she taped it. And I'm just looking at her like irritated, but I didn't say anything. So I rip it apart so I can pay it as one. And all I hear is her say, Ace, Ace. I'm like, Ace? Bitch, are you playing Ace of Spades or what? What are you telling me Ace for? And she's like, Ace, Ace. And I'm like, what? Mind you, she barely spoke English, y'all. Like, she speak English, but I don't know. She barely spoke English. Like, she not fluent for real in it. So she's like, oh, like, together. I'm like, no, it's not together. Like, and she's like, yes, together. I'm like, no, it's not. And she's like, yes, together. I show you together. And I'm like, ma'am, because she's trying to get me to go back there to go look at the where she got it from. And I'm like, ma'am, no, like, it's not together. Like, I know these products. These products do not come together. And I said, and you taped it. Like, I can see the tape. And she's like, together. And I'm like, ma'am, no. And she's like, go get manager. That was her favorite thing to tell us all the time. And whenever we would go get our managers will always tell her, like, because our managers knew about her. Our managers knew that she was troublesome. So, like, they always used to be like, no, ma'am, you can't do that. No, that's separately. That's so separately. Like, our managers were always very blunt and, like, very straightforward with her. Here come Delusional. One of the times she came in, she did another thing. I don't remember what she did. But I told her, no, you can't do that. And she's do it again. Go get manager. So I went to go call the manager. The only manager that was on the floor at that moment was Delusional. So I told Delusional, hey, could you come? A customer wants you. And I told Delusional the situation. Why did he approve her? Y'all, when I tell you my blood boiled, mind you, the Asian lady is looking at me like this. Like she won. I mean, she did, but like, and I'm just looking at her like legit, y'all. I'm just looking at her like, and she's like, And then she ends up telling the manager, thank you so much, thank you so much. And she ends up leaving. So now I'm looking at the manager like, why would you approve that when you and I know that that shit shouldn't have been approved? So I'm looking at him and I said, I confronted him because like that pissed me off. Like, I hate when managers do that shit, bro. Because now you making me look dumb. You know what I mean? All in the name of the customer is always right. The customer's not always right. Mind you, he don't know this lady like that. Like, he don't know that she comes to the store all the time and does this weird shit. So I told him, I'm like, hey, Delusional, why would you approve something that I disapproved? I said it makes it look like we're on two different pages. I told him, I said that lady comes in the store all the time and causes drama, is always trying to get things for free. I said last time she came here, she tried to steal 2 wipes and make it 1. She put tape on it. I was like, she just does a lot. Like, everyone knows that she does a lot, so why did you approve it? Here come Delusional. Look, Irene. Like that, like a girl. Look, Irene. Sometimes the customer is always right, okay? Like, I don't feel like dealing with drama. I don't feel like dealing with a crazy customer. So I just give her what she wants. And he walks off. So at this time, y'all, I don't like him. I don't like him anymore. I don't like him. Because I'm just like, nah, like, it's just too much. Like, you just pick and choose who you want to cater the rules to, and I don't like that. So I stopped working truck. I found a way to stop working truck. Remember I told y'all in my last Ulta Storytimes, bitch, I found a good excuses. I used to say, my mama gave me a curfew, babe. If y'all been watching me, y'all know my mama ain't never really gave me a curfew now. You know what I mean? So I used to lie to them. I used to tell them my mom gave me a curfew, but I just could not work with him. Like, I couldn't work with him. I wanted to minimize how many times I worked with him. I already worked with him a lot throughout the other days of the week other than truck, and I just was not about to spend my whole week working with Delusional. Like, it was just too much. It was a lot of instances where I told a customer no and he told a customer yes, and the customer sitting there grinning at me like in a condescending manner, and he is sitting up there kissing ass. Like, when I say kissing ass to the customer. But let me let y'all in on this. He did not like me, y'all. He didn't like me. But let me let y'all in on this. There was a time where the other girl, the Hispanic girl, told a customer that she couldn't do something, and the customer got mad and told her to call the manager, and he ended up being the manager on the floor at that time. And y'all know where I'm going with this story. He took the Hispanic girl's side. He took her side. He was like, yeah, ma'am, you can't do ABCD. Like, you're not allowed to do that. Y'all, he did the wrong thing that day. When I tell you, and mind you, was a white lady. Remember I told y'all when I used to work at Ulta, I worked in like a predominantly older white area, like Gen X area. So when he did that, he did it to an older white lady, and she just started saying so many racial slurs, y'all. Like, she was saying stuff like, that's why Trump is gonna deport you. You need to get out this country. You wet. She was just calling him so many racial slurs. I mean, she's screaming it to him to the point where everyone in the front heard. She was like, you fucking wet. Like, she's like, you get the fuck out of this country. Get the fuck out of this country. Like, she's just going ham on him. And he's like, ma'am, you gotta go. You gotta go. You can't shop here no more. You gotta go. And she's like, I don't give a damn about this shit. She said, I can buy your life. Like how old girl used to tell old girl on Bad Girls Club, buy your life. Like, that's dead ass how she said it. She was like, I can buy your life. I can buy your life. I can buy your life. She was like, look where you're working. Look where you're working with your gay. Yeah, y'all, she went ham on him, and she ends up storming out the store. So now all the customers are consoling him. They're all apologizing to him for her behavior. He's embarrassed. Like, he legit turned red. He's embarrassed as hell. Everybody's shocked. I'm even shocked. As much as I didn't like, what's his face? What's his boy name? Delusional. That was not right. Under no means necessary. Like, just because you're not allowed to do something that you think you should be allowed to do does not mean you have to resort to insults. You know what I mean? And racial insults on top of that. So everybody's just consoling him. Like, everyone is just telling him, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, we're just so sorry for everything. Like, we didn't think that it would get this bad. So he's sad. You could tell he's very sad. He's just like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Like, just very, very sad. Hey, y'all, this is where we're going to leave off. Yes, y'all, this is going to be a 2-part series. So if you guys want a part 2, y'all definitely need to give the video a thumbs up. And I know some of y'all might be like, dang, girl, like, Hey, hey. I actually like this. Hey. Okay. Hey. Okay. All right, shut up. Sorry. I don't know. That shit popped up out of nowhere. But what's wrong with me, bro? But whatchamacallit, yeah, we're gonna have to do a 2-part series because y'all, I wasn't even planning on doing a 2-part series, but the second part of this story has so much explanation to it, and if I don't want to bunch it all up together. Secondly, y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't feel good right now. Like, my breathing is kind of off and talking is like making it worse. Hold on. Yeah, my breathing is kind of off and talking is making it like a little bit worse. So yeah, I need some water or something. I don't know, but definitely give this video a thumbs up so y'all can get a part 2 of what happened to my manager down below, because part 2 is way more juicier than part 1. So y'all definitely gonna want to give this video a thumbs up so y'all can get that part 2 ASAP. I love you guys so much, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, why? We're on the road to what? 50K. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel or whatnot, and I will see you guys in the next one, and y'all gonna get part 2. It depending on how much y'all like the video, y'all might get part 2 way sooner than usual. So yeah, if y'all give the video a lot of likes, y'all might get part 2 3 days afterwards. I ain't gonna lie, it just depends on how much y'all like the video. I love you guys, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.